Hey, it's Kim Monroe from the New Rock 98.9, and I'm joined by an old dear friend, or dear old friend. I don't want to age us. It's terrible. Kevin
The
Martin
30s are tough, I'm telling you. I don't know how everybody's doing it in the 40s.
Oh, you're 30 now? I'm still 29. I have been for a really long time.
It's a good age. You look good for 29.
Why, thank you. And you look good for 31.
Yeah, there you go.
Kevin Martin from Candlebox. So good to see you.
It's nice to be with you.
Kind of in your hometown, but not really where you live anymore, huh?
No, I'm an LA boy now. I left in '98, and yeah, you know, listen, I've been trying to leave since I went there. So,
right.
Yeah, but my family's still here, and you know, so many great friends that still live in Seattle, and it's always, this is home. This is where we started, you know, and here we are in the Neptune, and sold out show. I can't complain.
I know, right? And it's only been what were we talking? 25 years?
Yep,
You've been
25 years.
It's been a long ride.
Yeah. It's been a beautiful ride, to quote Dewey Cox.
Yeah, right. Most of the time, anyway.
Yeah. There's some pain along the way, but you know that's what
yeah.
that's what makes you who you are.
Right, right. So I know back in the day, I always wanted to ask you, and I don't think I ever did. And I'm not going to bring up any of the, you know, dirt nonsense with Maverick. But did you ever get to meet Madonna?
We did. We after about a year and a half, we finally met her when
rad.
she took us to dinner in New York. We were playing with Rush. We were touring with them, and we were doing Madison Square Garden, which happened to be in her neck of the woods, of course. So she took us to a really shitty Italian restaurant.
Fantastic.
Yeah, which was great. I'm like, you take us to Sfuzzi? Like, really? We're in New York. You can take us anywhere. You take us to Sfuzzi.
Well, she's Italian. I mean, what do you expect?
Whatever.
You know, come on.
Kind of Italian, I suppose.
Exactly. But so bring us up to speed. What have you been doing over the past few years? I know there's been some downtime, at least with Candlebox, kind of required downtime, not by your choice, but
yeah.
So what have you been doing?
You know, making music. Even when I wasn't able to do it with Candlebox, I did the Kevin Martin of Candlebox record, and we toured on that for a few years. We were able to tour Europe with Seether with them in 2005, and then in 2006, Rhino contacted me and said, "We're doing a best of Candlebox, and you're out of your deal with Maverick, and we'd like you guys to pick the songs." So we did that, and that spurred the band being able to go back out on the road together, which was great. And we did that for a year. Then Barty left in 2007, and it was just Pete and Scott and I with Adam on bass, and still here, and 3 records later, still paying the rent. So I really have no complaints. It's a good gig.
Right? It's a good gig if you can get it and keep it and still make money at it,
Exactly.
which is kind of a nice thing. So talk a little bit about the new record, Disappearing in Airports, which is really amazing.
Thank you.
I was pretty excited when I first heard it. I was like, okay, Candlebox, yeah, okay. Wow. And I have to also pay you a high compliment. Your voice, still just amazing.
Thank you.
Nothing lost.
Well, I've lost a little bit, but
No.
you're being too kind.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, Disappearing in Airports was a record that, you know, I think, like you said, okay, Candlebox, I think people always, they got that way towards after Happy Pills. And because even though Into the Sun and Love Stories, in my opinion, are really good records for us, I think, you know, we had lost such an audience from that momentum of the early 90s into 2000. So it's always been kind of like, oh yeah, we'll buy it, I'm a fan, you know. So this record, somehow just, we tapped into something that we hadn't tapped into since 1991. And
Wow.
there's an energy to it, and a relentlessness to it, and a urgency and a conviction and everything about this record. All the songs, the playing, just the musicality of it, which is something that I had always fought for with Candlebox, but wasn't ever really able to attain. And somehow with this lineup, it just connected, and we made the record in 12 days. We did drums and bass in 4, guitar overdubs in 2, and vocals in 6.
Wow. That's fast.
Yeah.
Where did you do the record?
We did it in Pennsylvania. The guys from Live have a great studio out there called Think Loud Studios, and and they let us use it for free, which is amazing of them. And
Well, the fact that you kind of had a band with these
a
guys
bit.
for a little bit might have
gracious
helped.
few, yeah, that was a lot of fun. That band.
Was it?
Yeah.
I bet it was.
But yeah, it's a beautiful studio. You live there. It's a live work space, which is amazing because it's very productive that way. You know,
Right,
you're not
right.
having to drive home after every show. You know, you get to be there and and really work hard at it, and that's what we did.
I could see that as a blessing and a curse. It would be great because you can, like, you know, into the wee hours and then just kind of crash out, and you can actually sleep in a bed instead of on a sofa or something like that. But work is always right there, staring you in the face.
It is, but I think that when you're in that position where you're hungry for it, it doesn't matter.
Right.
You know, you can always take a nap. If somebody's doing guitar overdubs, you know, you
Mm-hmm.
get that 1 hour in, whatever you need. But yeah, it was a really surprisingly easy, interesting record for us to make, and I just hope the next couple records for us go the same way, because it was really, I mean, I had no idea that you could have that much fun making an album. Even though our first record was a blast and all that stuff,
Sure.
like nowadays we're 25 years later, that you can pop in the studio and really enjoy yourself in the process of doing it, and it comes to you that quickly. It's great.
That's pretty cool. So tell me about this lineup that you have with you now.
Well, we have Dave Cruzen on drums, who joined
Right.
us in '96. Of course,
I
everybody
remember
knows who
Dave.
Dave is.
Right.
And then Adam, who's been with us since 2007. Actually, Adam, our bass player, has been playing with me since 2000 with the Hiwatts and stuff. So, you know, one of my best friends, and I adore him. And then Mike and Brian, the two new guitar players. Mike's from Detroit and Brian's from Philly. Two entirely different players. One's Jimi Hendrix and the other one's Randy Rhoads. And that combination just somehow works.
And how'd you find these two guys?
I had met Brian years ago. He was playing in a band called Foster Child.
Okay.
That was signed to the same label we were signed to out of Florida, Silent Majority Group. We became great friends. That was like 2008. And then Mike, I met about 3 years ago. I stumbled into a bar in Detroit, saw him playing, and this kid's amazing, and met some friends that knew him, and a year later I was like, I need a guitar player, and I called this friend of mine in Detroit, and he's like, oh, that's Mike Leslie, I have his number, give me a buzz. And that was it.
Really? Well, that's very cool, and you all sounded pretty sweet there together.
Like we know what we're doing?
Yeah, it kind of sounded pretty good, and I have to, again, give props to the fact that you just busted out a Mother Love Bone song during sound check. I'm glad I have a pacemaker because
You do not.
I do.
Do you really?
I do.
It's amazing.
I'll tell you about that later.
Wow.
But yeah, so I'm glad I had it because my heart stopped. So it was amazing. I can't wait to. So you're gonna do that tonight?
Yeah, we're doing that. That's the encore song. Got some friends coming up and playing it with us, and hopefully I can get Ty up there to sing it with me as well. And yeah, you know, I mean, it's all Seattle.
Right. So who are some of your guests coming tonight?
We have Sean Zeller, who's Walking Papers, Jeff Angel friend, and we've known Sean for a couple years, and Jeff's going to get up and jam with us,
Right
of course,
on.
from Staff Band and Walking Papers. See if I can't finagle Regan Hagar to get up there and do something with us as well. And Ty Wilmer from, of course, Green Apple Quick Step fame is
I love
going to come up
Ty.
and sing with us as well. So, you know, Barty's getting up to play a couple songs with us. He hasn't played with us in a few years, so that's going to be fun. Yeah, so I mean, it's
And
gonna
what's
be
he
kinda
doing
really-
these days?
He's an attorney.
Wow.
But I think he's a defense attorney, so if you ever get in trouble, I'll give you his number.
Good to know.
Yeah.
Make sure and give me his number later.
Yeah. But yeah, he's good. And I was excited that he's, you know, he hasn't been playing music, and I was like, I know you haven't been doing anything. You need to come down and jam with us. So.
That's fantastic. So you excited to see some old friends and family coming tonight too?
Of course, yeah.
Of course.
My entire family's coming in.
You'll be like the belle of the ball tonight.
The guest list is like, keeps going.
I know, right? It's like, are we making any money tonight?
No.
Because so just make sure they.
Oh, you got me on the list?
Yeah.
No, tickets are $25.
Exactly. Can you loan me $25, Uncle Kevin?
Yeah, exactly.
Because you know that's coming.
Yeah.
So how long are you on the road now for?
We finish up on Tuesday in Los Angeles. That will be our full year in the States. And we head to Europe in January, and then no real plans next year except for fairs and festivals. We're going to get a new record out. South America, I think in July, Santiago, Buenos Aires, Sao Paulo, Medellin, and Lima. And then maybe Mexico
Nice.
City, so that'll be in July, August, and then probably do some stateside stuff in the fall with the record coming out and stuff. So I really don't
Fantastic.
know, but this is the this is the last kind of hurrah for the West Coast and for the year-long tour. So.
Gotcha. So do you have a bunch of songs done and ready to go for another record written?
We didn't do that on this last record, so I didn't focus that way this time as well.
For you.
We had 4 things that were in working order, and the rest was written in the studio. So right now we have 3 songs that are in working order, and about 17 bits and pieces of ideas.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll probably do the same thing and just go into the studio and tap into it. And
if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah.
So 12 days, though the next one will be 10 days, right?
No.
I'm kidding.
But I mean, hopefully 12. You know,
Right,
I mean,
right. That'd be
hopefully it's
awesome.
as quick.
Well, good. Kevin, thank you so much for taking
My
some
pleasure.
time out of your family life and your busy schedule today, and I'm so excited for the show
It's so
tonight.
great to see you again.
Good to see
I'm
you
so
too,
happy to see
darling.
you.
You too.